Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. Just dropping the last video of the season, the end of season sort of review, final thoughts. Fulham at weekend, went down to Fulham. We needed to get a point to guarantee Champions League qualification. We got the win, good win at Fulham, 2-0. Really happy with the performance. And the season ends with Manchester City in the Champions League. We finished third. Disappointing season by our standards. You know, when you're on the back of winning 4 league titles and then you don't win the league or you don't win a trophy, it's obviously going to be a disappointing season. I've got to be honest, it was looking like it was going to be a really disappointing season. Midway through, 1 win in 13 games. The whole club was in meltdown from top to bottom. We didn't know if Pep Guardiola was going to sign an extension. There was all sorts of rumours going around about players being unhappy, etc., etc. Kyle Walker, our captain, you know, he decided to jump ship mid-season, asked to leave during this 1 in 13 spell. Didn't go down too well with the fans, didn't go down too well with myself, still not really gone down too well. Your captain asking to leave midway through the season is not good. I think if it was anywhere else, you know, if it was at United or Liverpool or Arsenal, the fans have had a complete meltdown over that, but we sort of just let it slide. We got to January window and we strengthened it up. The signing of Mamouche, Kuzanov and Reyes came in. We spent near £200 million, but we needed it. Definitely brought stability to the team. And we managed to salvage something at the end of the season. You know what I mean? The FA Cup final was a huge disappointment. It's not that we got beat off Crystal Palace. I mean, anyone can lose in a final. I think it's just a manner of performance. I think for 6 or 7 games before the Palace game, we was looking okay, getting back on track. Then we get to the Crystal Palace final. He changes the team around, and it was such a lackluster performance that, you know, we just gave the cup up with a whimper. You know what I mean? And I think that's what more City fans were pissed off about. We did bounce back after the Palace game with a win against Bournemouth, and it was all going down to the wire. You know what I mean? It was Newcastle, Chelsea, Forest, Villa, and ourselves all fighting for that them Champions League spots. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm disappointed with the season. I am disappointed with it. I think if we'd have won the FA Cup, I think a lot of City fans might have said it wasn't a bad season. I mean, in Champions League football, any other season would not be classed as a bad season. But because of the standards of the football club and the standards we've set ourselves now as fans, what we expect, I think we are disappointed. But it could be worse, people. You know what I mean? This team's not too far away from us, who are 15th in the Premier League. You know, walking around telling everyone how big they are. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So, yeah, I count my blessings that we're nothing like them. And we're definitely, you know, going to be around the top for a long time. I think this summer's going to be a massive transfer window. I feel like the players that are going to leave are going to shape it for us. I feel like the Kevin De Bruyne situation, I think it was the right move. Personally, I think it was the right move. I feel like his level of performances are not quite what they should be to justify the wages we give him. I feel like City are saying, you know, it's time for him to go. As of for today, it looks like he's going to Naples, to Napoli, which would be a fantastic move for him. Napoli is a club that I like and I do follow a lot. I was a big fan of Diego Maradona. So, you know, I've always got a soft spot for Naples. So to see him go out to Naples, they're the champions of Serie A. I think they'll love him out there, you know what I mean? And we wish him all the best. Jack Grealish, very disappointed at weekend that he didn't make the match day squad. it's got to be the end of the road for Jack now. You know what I mean? He's nowhere near the team. He's not getting minutes. He's not playing. He just looks unhappy. The vibe around him and Pep doesn't look right. But it was very sad to not see Jack. You know, if that's the last we see of him, we didn't give him a farewell. It's pretty sad, leaves a bit of a bad taste. I think Jack Grealish has always, you know, been a little bit of a maverick icon with the fans ever since the treble season where it was his best season, the celebrations, etc. I think everyone's got a soft spot for Jack. It just not quite works out for him at City towards the end now. So he could be going. Bernardo Silva is another one that this talks today. He may be leaving. I was trying to look on the pitch at Fulham for certain players and body language to see if there was anything I could see. I did see Erling Haaland pushing Bernardo to the front. So whether there's something in that, I don't know. Ederson is another one that we've been told could leave. I mean, Ederson was fantastic against Fulham the other day. He really saved us a lot. He was brilliant. And I feel like Ederson's got another couple of years at least in him at the top level at Manchester City. So it'd be sad to see Ederson go. I think Ederson's been a great servant for the club. I think he's been fantastic. So there's definitely going to be change. You know, there's Nunes, who I think's had a good end to the season, full-back wise. I think he's played well. There's talk of him maybe going. So there's definitely big changes around the team. Pep come out in the press conference, which I thought was strange, saying he would leave if they made him have a bigger squad. Well, I'm not being funny, Pep. Beginning of the season, we didn't have a bigger squad, and we ended up in the shit because of injuries, and it nearly sent us fucking west. And we had to add players towards the end to get through it. So, you know, it's better to fucking leave 3 or 4 players out at a weekend and be upset and have a couple of sad faces than to end up in the shit we was in mid-season, winning 1 in 13 because we've got no players. So they're going to have to come to a compromise with that. We've been linked this week with Reinders from AC Milan, who by all accounts is a decent enough player. I've watched him a couple of times and he just, you know, he looks like a steady player to me. The Milan fans are not happy with it. I've seen the banners up saying don't sell him, etc., etc. We are being linked with the Wolves left back, that Ait Naore, good little player. I think he's more offensive than defensive, if I'm being honest. I was looking on a show the other day. They compared his numbers to Kirkes, and Kirkes is probably on his way to Liverpool. And he had better numbers this season than Kirkes. So I think Naore would be a good signing. You know, Manchester City never usually sign left backs. So it would be good to get somebody on that left-hand side. Plus, I feel like that would free Josko Vardiol up to go and play centre-back, where I think him and Diaz was outstanding. The right-back position, again, is something that we need to sort out. We can play Akanji there. We can play Nunes there, maybe play Cousinov there, but I don't think they're natural right backs. So a right back is a must. Excuse me. I've not heard of any names just yet. Frimpong was linked, but was obviously going to Liverpool. We'll see. We'll see. Like I say, it's going to be an interesting window. The biggest disappointment, sorry about the sun, by the way, that gets me here all the time in the morning. The biggest disappointment, I feel, is Florian Wirtz. I think a lot of people at Manchester City were confident Wirtz was going to come to City. I think they were confident the deal was going to get done. It looks like Liverpool are going to get him now, winning the league. You know, Xabi Alonso's probably been in his ear. And it looks like Liverpool are going to take him. There's a lot of rumours coming out that City pulled away because of the financial package. I don't probably buy into that. I feel like, you know, Man City financial package pulling out shouldn't be in the same sentence. I feel if we're losing Kevin De Bruyne and Kyle Walker, players and wages, I think we've got a lot of money to spend. So Florian Wirtz, if we wanted him, we should have been able to go and get him. Maybe he's looking at City as not that attractive anymore. I don't know. Maybe he's thinking, is Pep going to be there another season after this season? I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's very disappointing. But I do feel that City need a couple of big signings, you know, to get the squad freshened up. We spoke about it on this channel before, about Erling Haaland, sometimes cutting a lonely figure up front, not really affecting the game, not really playing to his strengths. he did score against Fulham, which I'm going to go on to in a second, and I think he needed that. But I definitely think there's a spark missing. There's a creativity missing. There's somebody that can play in between the lines, somebody that can find the ball deep into in pockets and wriggle free, get the ball in tight spaces, turn, get Manchester City on transition. I feel like we're missing them kind of players. Young El Chiviri got some minutes again. He's had minutes in the cup final and minutes against Fulham. I thought he did well. He looks very, very youthful, young, enthusiastic. He's always wanting the ball. He got the ball at Fulham. He brought the ball down edge of the box, had a little run. I thought he should have shot. He probably panicked, thinking Pep was going to shout at him, and he laid it off. But I think he's very, very promising. I think the World Club Cup coming up, we're going to see more of him. So I do feel like, next season we have got some better options, a bit more quality. I feel like the signing of Mamouche this season has been one of the best. That goal he scored against Bournemouth the other day was sensational, and he's been a great asset. I think Mamouche's come in at the ground running. I think he's got 7 goals or something like that, but he's looked really, really good. I don't know where his best position is. I thought it was going to be behind Haaland, but then he seems to have played wide a couple of times, and he's never disappointed. He's a good player, but is he a winger that's going to beat a man and cross the ball? Definitely not. I am sort of leaning towards him playing behind Haaland or playing instead of Haaland, depending on the system. The winger situation has been quite weird this season. We've got Jeremy Doku and Savinho. Some games he's decided not to play any of them. You know what I mean? We've gone very, very narrow. And then some games he plays 2 out-and-out wingers, but it just seems to be Savinho, Doku, who can have the most attempted crosses to be blocked game. You know what I mean? Jeremy has won us a few games this season when he's come on and he's given us that little burst of pace. I think Savinho wasn't probably meant to be used as many times as he was this season, but he's had a good season. But it's just the end product again for Savinho. I feel like, there's a player in there, but we've just got to unlock it. I think the decision making at the end is not quite as what it should be. The midfield this season, Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, Kovacic, Foden, etc., has not been the best. Phil Foden has had a season to forget. He's dropped right off the scale. There's been talk about him having mental health issues and family problems, etc., which it's real life, people. The footballers, the human beings. This happens. We could tell something wasn't right. I think Phil's got to go away in the summer. I'd be very, very tempted to leave him at home for the World Club Cup and give him a rest. Just have him training at the training ground, get him up to speed, get his head right, ready for next season because we need him. Mateo Kovacic, I thought was the best of the midfielders this season. I feel like he's been really, really good. He's getting a bit older now, but the experience he brings and in games, the willing to get in between the lines and chip in with the odd goal. I think Kovacic has been brilliant. I think Gundogan was a signing we all got excited about coming back. We know he's not the same player. He was probably not meant to be to play definitely as many games as he had, but he's done a job and he always will do. He's Manchester City through and through. So Ilkay Gundogan is going to get another year. We need players like that around the squad. And seeing Rodri back is fantastic. You know what I mean? Just seeing him in the midfield ticking along the other night and he just adds so much to Manchester City. If Manchester City are a machine and the central cog of the machine is definitely Rodri. I think everything comes from Rodri, from breaking up the attacks to getting us on the ball from the goalkeeper. Everything's Rodri. You know what I mean? And I think next season keeping him fit's a priority and making sure we build around him. Nico Gonzalez came in. He's looked okay. Pep didn't play him for a few games, and I think people were getting panicky thinking, does he fancy him? But he started to start in the last couple of games and he's done all right, Nico. Do you know what I mean? So I think he will be a better player with Rodri in there. I do believe that Rodri brings the best out of a lot of players. Knowing that you've got Rodri sat behind you is that comfort blanket to say, I can go forward, I can express myself. I know Rodri's got me back. At the minute, when without him there, I feel like players were panicking a little bit that we're going to get caught on transitions and stuff like that. Moving on to the back, Josko Vardiol for me, I think should get Player of the Year. I mean, it's not been easy to choose a Player of the Year, but I feel like Josko's had a good season. You know, he's been chipping in goals from left back, some great performances. He's been playing centre back when needed. I think he's a fantastic player, and he's only going to get better. Ruben Diaz is Diaz, you know what I mean? Will he ever hit the heights of the first season? Maybe not, but he is very, very important at what we do. Akanji, again, for the money we paid for him and what he's done at the club, is fantastic. Nunes at right back. Nathan Ake been injury prone this season. Johnny Stone's been injury prone this season. So there's going to be a decision to be made there. You know, Ake and Stones, I don't think we keep both of them. One of them's going to go, I think. And if it was me, I'd probably get rid of John Stones only because of the injury record. You know what I mean? There comes a time where you got to freshen it up. We've got young Vitor Reyes, Cousinov waiting in the wings, ready to be back up. We've got Jumba Bar, who we've sent on loan to Lens, who may come back for the World Club Cup, but I'm starting to see reports he might stay at Lens again for the season. So Pep's got a very, very, very tough job to cut this squad down, trim the wage bill down, and get this squad moving again and competing for the title. At the end of the day, watching Liverpool lift the Premier League title, it doesn't sit well with me. You know what I mean? After what we've seen, I'm thirsty for it again. I'm hungry for it. I want us to win it again. So we need to go and get our title back. Just mentioning the title, obviously, anyone who's watching the news seen the horrific events that happened yesterday. It looks like a driver has got involved in the crowd. What I'm seeing today is people are having a bit of a Barney with him, and it looks like he's lost his head and just drove into the crowd. He's run over a lot of people. There's people injured. Thank God nobody's been killed, but there's a couple serious. And I just think it left a nasty taste in the mouth. You know what I mean? Everyone was having a great day, and then they hear about this. I think the first thing everyone thought was it some sort of terrorist attack. It's proved it's not now, and yeah, it's mental. You know, imagine going to the parade with your children and getting run over. It's just not fucking good, people. So my thoughts and prayers are with everybody at Liverpool for that, and let's hope everyone makes a recovery and the guy gets his justice and we find out what's going on. But a quick touch on the Fulham game. We needed to win. We got there. The starting lineup was pretty much what we expected. I thought we controlled the game well. We didn't give Fulham a lot of space in the first half. We find ourselves 1-0 up. Great run by Nunes. Great cross, comes to the back post. Ilkay Gundogan with the overhead kick. Great technical goal. And when we're winning 1-0, you know what I mean? To come out the second half, I thought that Fulham did play well second half. I thought City gave them more of possession. They were getting into it. I thought Edison was outstanding. I thought he saved us many a time with some great saves. There was one late in the first half, I think, from Wilson. We got down and got a hand to it, which was fantastic. And I think Fulham had a little bit of a go. We got the penalty. Great move again by Gundogan to spin in the box, brought down. And the fans were singing, give it to Edison. I think after Erling, give it to Mamouche. I don't think he's been going to give anyone any penalties anymore. And I felt a bit of pressure for Big Earl. I can't lie. He didn't look like scoring in the game. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking he needs a goal, you know what I mean? Anyway, he wrapped it up, guaranteed Champions League qualification, and it was happy days. 2-0. Kevin De Bruyne got some minutes near the end. City fans, I've got to say, the away end at Fulham was absolutely fantastic, unbelievable. The Amarim song was full belt, but the whole away end didn't stop. You know what I mean? I've got a mate at Fulham. He said to me, your away supporters were the best we've seen this season. He said they were brilliant. And we was. And it all got emotional at the end. Seeing Kevin come over to the fans and wave and stuff, it was emotional. And, you know, Kevin De Bruyne, 10 years, 19 trophies. Never give this club 1 ounce of trouble. Never threw his toys out the pram. Never wanted to move. Never wanted to cause any grief. Just wanted to play football for Manchester City and drag us to trophies. And he did that. So from me, Big Steve, MCFC, I want to wish Kevin De Bruyne all the best. Him and his family and his kids. Go to Napoli, enjoy it. Go and win titles over there, and you're always welcome at Manchester City. And I'm sure we're going to see him when he's statue is built, I'm sure he's going to come back and we're going to see him. But yeah, for me, it's been a pleasure to watch him. It's been a pleasure to back him. Been a pleasure to follow this team all around the world with him in it. And yeah, it's going to be a sad day, especially when we see him pull on that Napoli shirt for the first time. Other than that, people, I've tried to be more active on this channel this season. I have tried my best. Obviously, work and family life comes in the way sometimes. I can't always get to do the streams I need to do. I am going to try and improve that next season. It's definitely quality over quantity on this channel. You know what I mean? I don't want to be one of these guys that's putting out 5 or 6 streams a day. I feel like people just get bored of it. You know, I don't do this for money. It's not about that. My channel doesn't earn me any money, hardly anything. If it does, it gets gobbled up by the next match day. So it's not about that. The odd TikTok after the game, you will see my thoughts. Big Steve MCFC on TikTok. If you want to see me more active, obviously Instagram at Big Steve MCFC is a big platform for me. I'm trying to you know, talk to as many fans as we can on there. And yeah, it's been another good season. I appreciate the support, the subscribers. We keep on going. My dream was to get to 100k. I'm only on about 28k, but that's my own fault for doing one video a week. You know what I mean? One day I might get there. But we'll see. But other than that, I want to thank everyone for the support. I want to thank everyone that's come up to me this season for a chat, or you know, come and shook my hand and appreciated, you know, when I've spoke out about certain things. You know, that makes me want to continue doing it. You know, I appreciate the haters. You know what I mean? I don't get many haters, but I do get the odd ones. They keep me going even more. Makes me know that I'm, you know, upsetting a few people. That's good. You know what I mean? Defending Manchester City. We had a couple of Manchester City fan haters this season. Never had that in 4 or 5 years. Never had a City fan really hate on me for anything. But it's happened a lot this season. Same person. Decided to email me saying I wasn't a real fan. He's never seen me in Wivenshaw, which he won't because I'm not from Wivenshaw, so don't know where he's got that from. Apparently, he offered me out for a fight in Mary D's 18 months ago, and I never turned up, which didn't happen. And apparently, he said the stewards had thrown me out of my seat in the south stand, which again didn't happen. So, you know, some of these people are mentally disturbed or very jealous. I don't know. The same person that emailed me has emailed other Manchester City content creators, telling them what they should and shouldn't be saying on streams. Obviously, the guy's a weirdo. You know what I mean? We just block these people. But other than that, 99.9% of Man City fans are brilliant. They appreciate what we're trying to do. Get the point of the club, the fans over. Help with ticket issues. Help a lot of people. You know, I help a lot of charities out. I've done a lot of charity work this year. I've done a lot for a lot of City fans this year that couldn't attend games. I've helped with tickets, etc., etc. But that's just part of being a Man City fan. That's what we do. We all pull together. We don't get on our backs of our own, and we look after each other. So, yeah, I appreciate the support of everybody. Let's regroup. Have a great summer with your families. You know, go on your holidays. Do what you're doing. If you're going to the World Club Cup, I've not decided what I'm doing yet with that. I'm in the South Africa next couple of weeks with the Big Six show. We've got a tour out there doing the Big Six, so that's going to be good. But if you are going to America, enjoy it. You know, get behind the boys. It's a big tournament, a lot of money. If you're not and you go on an holiday with your family, enjoy it, recharge the batteries. There's a lot of people been to more or less every game this season. It takes its toll financially, emotionally. So go and have a rest. Forget about football. You know, chill out, take the kids out, do what you're doing and enjoy your summer. But for me, I'm going to enjoy my summer. I'm going to try and do the odd video here and there if there's any transfer news. Don't forget our other channel at We Are the South Stand MCFC. You will see me on there some mornings. Dax is over there doing a great job. Please give him some support. And please, yeah, just keep supporting me. Keep supporting the channel. Keep backing me against the rival fans. And I look forward to seeing everybody else next season. Up the Blues. Champions League qualification. Didn't win a trophy, but we could be 15th. Come on, sir.